First question. A nurse is performing health screening on a 54-year-old client. The client has a BP of 118 bar 78 mmHg. So total cholesterol level of 190 mg per dl and fasting blood glucose level of 184 mg per dl. So the nurse interprets this to mean that the client has which of the following modifiable factors for CAD. So already in this question the hypertension and other factors are also given. So the options, the first one hypertension, second one glucose intolerance, third one age, and fourth one hyperlipidemia. So in these four we have to find which is the modifiable factor for coronary artery disease. So the answer is second one, that is the glucose intolerance. So the reason is the hypertension, cigarette smoking, and also the hyperlipidemia are modifiable risk factors that are predictors of coronary artery disease. So the contributing risk factor is of course the glucose intolerance. This is also a modifiable factor, and all of you also know that the age is not a modifiable risk factor, it is a non-modifiable risk factor. So definitely the answer is second one, glucose intolerance. Next one, the question is, a nurse is trying to determine the ability of the client with myocardial infarction to manage independently at home after discharge. So which statement by the client is the strongest indicator of the potential for difficulty after discharge? So the options are given in patient statements. The first statement, I don't have anyone to help me with doing heavy housework at home. Second, I think I have a good understanding of what all my medications are for. Third, I will be sure to keep my appointment with the cardiologist. Fourth, I need to start exercising more to improve my health. So out of these four options, the best statement that suits the question is the first one. So I don't have anyone to help me with doing heavy housework at home. So why it is as answer means to ensure the best outcome, the client should be able to comply with instructions related to activity, diet, medication, and his follow-up health care on discharge from the hospital after this myocardial infarction. So all other options except the option 1 indicate that the client will be successful in this area. So most difficult one is the first one. So it is the answer. Question. A client is recovering from pulmonary edema and he is preparing for discharge. So the nurse plans to teach the client to do which of the following to manage or prevent recurrent symptoms after discharge. So the option first one, take a double dose of the diuretic if peripheral edema is noted. Second one, withhold the prescribed digoxin if slight respiratory distress occurs. Third one, weigh himself or herself on a daily basis. Fourth one, sleep with the head of bed flat. So out of these four options, the best answer is third one, weigh himself or herself on a daily basis. So why? Because the client can best determine fluid status at home by weighing himself or herself in a daily basis. So the increase of 2 to 3 lb in a short period are reported to the physician also, and the client should sleep with the head of the bed elevated. So during the recommended sleep, fluid is rapidly absorbed into the systematic circulation. So sleeping with the head of the bed flat is therefore avoided. So the client does not modify medication dosages without consulting the physician also. So the most appropriate answer is the weighing. The third. The nurse has an order to remove the nasogastric tube from a client on the first postoperative day after cardiac surgery. So the nurse would question the prescription which often following was noted on assessment of the client. So before removing the NG tube, what main assessment is? So the options are first one, bowel sounds are absent, the abdomen is slightly distended, NG tube drainage is hematest negative, and the client is drowsy. So the answer is the first one, bowel sounds are absent. So the rationale is the nasogastric tube should remain in place until the client has a bowel sound. So if the bowel sound is not returned back, means the client could have a paralytic ileus, or which could result in distension also and vomiting also. So it is normal for nasogastric tube drainage to the hematest negative. So the abdomen is likely to be slightly distended after the surgery, and it is also likely that the client may be drowsy after experiencing a stressor such as cardiac surgery. So main thing that we have to check is the bowel sound. So the correct answer is the first one. Question. A client recovering from cardiac surgery has a left pleural effusion and is about to undergo thoracentesis. The nurse places the client in which best position for the procedure? Options. First one, upright and leaning forward with the arms on an overbed table. Second one, right side lying with the legs curled up into a fetal position. Third one, left lateral with the right arm supported by a pillow. Fourth one, dorsal recumbent position. In these options, the first one is the right answer, the upright and leaning forward with the arms on an overbed table. So let's see why it is the answer. So the client undergoing the thoracentesis usually sits in an upright position with the anterior thorax supported by pillows or leaning over an overbed table. So the client must be placed in a position that will enlist the aid of gravity in accessing and draining the effusion. So the side lying position will cause fluid to accumulate under that side, which will be inaccessible to the physician. So the client cannot sit upright. The client will be placed in a side lying position on the unaffected side with the side to be tapped uppermost. So the dorsal recumbent position is also inaccessible. In that case, in these questions, the answer is the first one, upright and leaning forward with the arms on an overbed table.